He had a really bad day and that was my fault. Long. When I was 16 I had my first job working part-time at an alternative jewelry store, by which I mean they specialized in precious stones that weren't diamonds or sapphires etc., more like crystals and such. A young guy came in to purchase a present for his fiancée's birthday. After much chatting about what she liked and me telling him about all the different kinds of stuff we had, he ended up settling on this gorgeous set of silver and amber jewelry. I believe it was a necklace, bracelet, and earrings. He was very sweet, and the jewelry set he purchased ended up bagging me like a £300 sale, which my boss was very pleased with me for. Anyways, a few days later he comes back, and I obviously recognized him because I had spent some time with him previously. Except this time, he didn't look so bright and smiley. Nonetheless, I approached with a big smile and asked how the gifts went down and if there was anything I could help with. He scowled at me and proceeded to tell me that the day after he purchased the gifts, he had come home to find his fiancée in bed with his best friend. They had split up, she had kicked him out and called off their engagement. I was really taken aback by the amount of personal information this guy had offloaded onto a 16-year-old retail worker, so I sort of just said, "Oh no, I'm really sorry." To which he scoffed at me like I was an idiot. He then rummaged in his bag and started pulling out the jewelry he had bought a couple days prior. This store had beautiful packaging for its jewelry which they took real pride in. When that stuff left the store it was packaged up neatly, looking gorgeous in its fancy boxes. The boxes were all gone, for some reason. He was just pulling loose jewelry out of his bag. I was concerned. He slams the jewelry unceremoniously onto the counter, one piece at a time, and then just looks at me. After a few moments of silence I'm like, "Do you want to return these?" To which he scoffs at me again like I'm an idiot. I didn't press further, I just started going about the process of returning the items. I didn't want to, but I had to ask him if he had his receipt. His response was more scoffing, which I assumed was a no. Clearly, he was having a hard time, and we all remembered him purchasing the items, so after a quick talk with my boss, she said I could do the return without a receipt. The only issue was that, for health and safety reasons, we couldn't do returns on earrings, especially ones that had been removed from the box. He was advised of this when he made the purchase. I had the absolute displeasure of informing him of this. He wasn't having any of it. He started freaking out, yelling, swearing at me, calling me names, and most worryingly, telling me I reminded him of his ex-fiancée. I will reiterate here that I was 16 at the time. I was beginning to get really quite scared until my boss stepped in and told him that if he didn't calm down that he would be leaving the store without the jewelry and without a refund on anything. He stormed out at this point, without a refund. I don't know if he was drunk or just having a really hard time, but it was crazy how stark the difference in his personality was from his first visit to the second.